It's a brief history of HHN.
Part 19, ripped from the silver screen.
It's 2009 and Rock and Roller Coaster is here now, and it's mid. Yeah, I said it, it's mid. I'm not sad it's gone. Mid.
So for this year at HHN,
The park would be transformed at night into the abandoned Universal Palace Theater, still haunted and ruled with an iron fist by its resident usher, Julian Browning. Named after two of the most important directors in Universal Classic Monsters history, Julian was a cinephile at heart in life, especially for classic Universal horror. Unfortunately, he also took his job as an usher way too freaking seriously, and would go so far as to physically hurt people if they did stuff he didn't like. And then one day he chased some hooligans behind the big screen and got caught up in some sandbag ropes and So how familiar are you with the beginning of the Haunted Mansion? However, Julian's vengeful spirit lives on and reigns supreme over the theater. And so the theme this year is that Julian is reeling us into different movies, both real and original for the event. The Icon House this year was Silver Screams, located in the Parade Warehouse behind Kids Zone, where you can see a little bit of Julian's history, and we get to go through a pretty baller selection of horror movies. Other original houses include The Spawning, where you fight a bunch of monsters in a sewer. So, Florida! And Leave It to Cleaver, where in the 1950s, Sam Meats of Meats tears up all the naughty people in Cary, Ohio and turns them into the meat for his store, while dressed as this frickin' guy, wow. Our licensed houses this year featured the big three of the Universal Classic Monsters, with 23 holding Dracula, Legacy and Blood, which was actually more based on Dracula's Brides, and it's based on the 30s one, but it uses the Bram Stoker's Dracula font from the 90s, whatever. And Frankenstein, Creation of the Damned. Wow, these models do not look good. And 22 had the Wolfman House, which was based on the movie that was supposed to come out this year, but then there were a bunch of delays, so it became a preview for a movie that would come out next year. We also had Saw in the Jaws house because, yeah, it makes sense for Saw to be here. That's logical. And Chucky, Friends Till the End in the other sprung tent, which I think is a little weird because the last Chucky movie was like 5 years ago by this point. But whatever. For Scare Zones, Mel's became Lights Camera Action, where Eddie's directing a movie with a bunch of chainsaw-wielding maniacs that grow up so fast. Kids Zone became Cirque du Freak, based on we need to fire whoever keeps adding these crappy movies to our event. And Hollywood became the Horrorwood Die-In, featuring all these lovely horror movies. Wait, what the hell? New York became Apocalypse, City of Cannibals, because the creative team said that they didn't want to use zombies, so this time we're using mutants, because that's so different. Anyway, at the front of the park we had Containment, where a bunch of green fog would turn people into melty-faced mutants. Okay, so we can do two things, and they're mutants and zombies, and at some point they're the same thing. And on that note, Shrek Alley this year turned into War of the Living Dead. Oh, I'm so sorry, that's the image from Call of Duty Zombies, hold on. It became War of the Living Dead. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh. And to top off the event, Sting Alley became Shadows from the Past, where all your favorite friends from the last year show up. Hey look, Cindy! And that was HHN 18. The theming this year was pretty good, but I do think it's a little bit weaker compared to the past 2 years. With that being said, I would still say this is a pretty damn good year. We're still very much in the golden era. As for next year, it's our 20th anniversary. Hold your lantern close. Hope you're not afraid of the dark. Well, I hope you laughed. I hope you learned something. I'm Zach, and this has been a brief history of HHN.